Welcome to Glenelg Footy Club. My name's Glenn Elliott, CEO. We're here to talk about the new football facilities for the Glenelg Football Club. By way of background, it's worth going back to to the beginning. The beginning started on this whole issue with storm event back on, I think around about December 28th, whereby part of the grandstand came off the old grandstand here called the HY Sparks grandstand. Over the journey and several meetings later, the outcome has been that the grandstand had been deemed unusable as a change facility and as a public grandstand for this football season. So we in fact needed to create new change rooms for Glenelg Footy Club, otherwise we wouldn't have been playing here, and we'd have been looking at other options on where we could play and train for football. So that gives some background into the absolute dire need to come up with new facilities for the Glenelg Football Club players, and dare I say the visiting teams on match day, because they all formerly used the Sparks grandstand. What's happened in the process is that one of Glenelg's key football pillars has been to provide outstanding facilities for players. So the design and construction of the new facility has been done with that in mind, and the outcome and the resulting product is simply outstanding by SANFL standards, and it'll produce a product that not only council but the SANFL and all at Glenelg Football Club can be rightly proud of. The other factor that I would add to it, apart from player facilities, the creation of better and hygienic and high standard facilities will be something that our volunteers will enjoy, and will be a major catalyst in people continuing to be involved in the club and being respected for what they do. But as we go through the facility, now what we'd like to highlight to you is, first of all, the player locker room. Now this is a far more spacious and enjoyable facility for our players, with ample space for two teams. The whole facility has rubberised flooring, not only in this room, but it goes right through the entire property. The locker room is a key area for players in terms of communication, and for them it's their workplace when they come here to play and train football. Probably one of the highlights of the whole new facility is the wet area. Wet areas are key areas of care for football clubs to provide their players with. We have 7 showers in a newly created facility. We also have ice baths there, which is state of art. So no longer will our players be in what could only be described as substandard facilities, but they will enjoy one of the best lots of wet areas that any player could wish to enjoy. The offshoot of the wet areas, the urinals, have been kept separate. Once again, a major focus of the club to make sure that we comply with the highest hygiene standards, and we've been able to utilise an existing facility to create first class and separate toilet facilities within the property. If we're moving through the whole general area, as what I'd call it, the warm-up area, it is the central focus of any change room. The design of the building is outstanding, and it allows players, the traffic flows are really efficient. They allow players to access the oval. This year, and from now on, they will access the oval from behind the canteen area at the southern end of the ground. So the entry to the oval will be virtually via the point post. There's a gate onto the oval there. So players will actually walk down, jog if you like, down through the crowd with some protective bunting to be able to access the oval. The other access to the general area or warm-up area is a big double door, which is done from under the first floor facility on what was formerly the function room. I should have mentioned that earlier. This whole facility, of course, is located under an existing footprint for the club, and it really meant utilising the space underneath the first floor and what was formerly the function area. The other 2 or 3 key areas within this facility, one involves the property room. Property room is an area of facility within a club which the board is particularly keen to make sure we provide outstanding facilities for our volunteers. They now have the security, they now have a first-class area in which to operate, which is uniquely theirs, and property stewards have long since been quite often regarded as the barometer of the club. And with Kerry and all his offsiders, we hope that they enjoy their new facility. The medical area equally will be enjoyed by Kate, our head trainer, and Grant, our club doctor. Another area which is just so important to provide first-class facilities for our volunteers and those who would give kindly of their time. If we invest in them, they in turn invest in us, and now with the spacious and well-designed facilities for our medical space, it's outstanding. The pre-match area, or coach's room as we call it, well, that's where the players receive their post-match private addresses from the coach. No club could wish for better facilities in that area. And once again, the traffic flow of this facility is outstanding because the players change on one side of the property. They have their medical, their wet area and their pre-match area all on the other side, joined by a common warm-up area. I think in terms of where we're going, this really completes the footprint for our footy club and will future-proof us going forward. The other outstanding feature, which also adds to that, of course, is the gymnasium, or Centre of Excellence as we prefer to call it. That will become a facility where we invest time, money, resources in players as young as 12 years of age, bringing them up in the Glenelg way. Our high performance manager Brad Keller will set programs for people from that earliest age. Our women's football access it, and of course, while mentioning women's football, we now have new facilities on the other side of the ground to facilitate our involvement in women's football and our women's teams. But the gym overlooks the oval. I think from the players' perspective, we are now a club that will be uppermost in many players' minds when looking to decide where they want to play their football. We have a gymnasium, or Centre of Excellence, which overlooks the oval, beneath which is our change room. So it's a whole centralised facility, and one of which, as I mentioned before, that our insurers, QBE, council, our engineers, our architect in Fred Phillis, our tradespeople in Patterson's and G-Force have all combined to actually complete a building process in 5 weeks. Glenelg Footy Club can be well proud of the facility that it now provides for its players, and we look forward to the future.